Morning. Going to try this video thing again, and I'm working on a project. I just haven't been in the shop much. I was working on a art studio for a lady, and I got it finished. I had a couple outside projects, and that I'm waiting on some stuff to do some work. So back in the shop and working on a project on some bowls. This is the first one I've made. I made one like it once before, and I've got an order for some. So this is 3 different woods. The bottom layer is walnut, the middle is maple, and the top is padauk. And they turn really nice, finish nice. This bowl is about 5.5 inches in diameter, about 3 inches high. And so thought I'd just kind of walk through how I go about it. Don't claim that this is the only way, or that this is the way you'd see it maybe professionally done, but this is the way I go about it. Works good for me. So I start with the 3 different woods and types of wood, and I cut a piece. And in this case, I cut a piece that's about 7 by 7. This is a rough size. So I have a piece of padauk on top, maple, walnut. Then I have a sacrificial piece that you'll understand later why I've got that. It's just a piece of southern yellow pine. I glue all those. I put glue on both faces of the wood, put them together, clamp them, let them sit for a day or 2, take them out of the clamp, and I've got a block like that. Take that block, take a ruler, find the center of this top piece, and I take a protractor, get my edge, and draw a circle. And next step is to take them to the bandsaw, which is what I'm going to be doing now. When I get them done cutting on the bandsaw, then when I go to mount them on the lathe, I'll start the video back up and give you an idea where we go next. Okay, I'm back at the lathe, and I've cut these blanks into round pieces. Again, I used my center, and I had drawn a circle with a protractor or compass, I'm sorry, and cut them on the bandsaw with a 1/2 inch blade in the bandsaw. And so next step is to get this mounted on the lathe, and to do that, I use a fixed center on the drive head. I've got a live center on the tailpiece, and I just take the fixed center, use it as the center, and mark my centers on both sides. Ones you kind of guess at a little bit. You want to get as close to round as you can. So I get my centers marked. I'll mount this in the lathe this way. Bring my tailpiece up. My live center centered in my mark there. Tighten everything down. Lock it in place. Just spin it by hand. I'm going to try and reset this just a little bit. For some reason. There we go. It's better. I'll use this tool rest on the in here. Now you want to mount your tool rest and turn your piece by hand to make sure that nothing's going to hit. I'm going to use a carbide tipped cutter to start my roughing with, and I'll rough this to where it's nice and smooth and round. Then we'll start our shaping. So I'm going to do we'll get things going here. Be some noise because I got dust collector on. I'll put my helmet on, keep the dust down for me, and we'll do a little turn. Okay, we've got it rounded enough that it's nice and smooth. Now I'm going to take this piece I talked about earlier, this piece of southern yellow pine. I'll take it down to about a 3-inch diameter by itself, so I can mount it in a 4-chuck jaw. That allows me to do the rest of the bowl turning and finish the inside by holding that in a chuck. So I'll be taking this down to 3-inch, then we'll mount it in a 4-jaw chuck and go from there. So I've repositioned the camera here because I'm not sure you could see real well what I was doing before. Again, I turned this around and then I turned this piece of southern yellow pine down now to where it'll fit in the 4-jaw chuck. Just so you understand, this is what I was using. It's a carbide cutter tipped tool for roughing and finishing. Works really slick. I use a lot. I've got dust collection both behind the system and with this helmet that I wear. Really makes a difference. So didn't show those real well. I'm going to get that 4-jaw chuck. This is the 4-jaw chuck, and so now we'll take, it opens up, and this piece here will fit right into there. I'll mount it, and then we'll start turning the bowl. Okay, so I've mounted the bowl blank in the 4-jaw chuck. I brought my live center up to the end. This is going to allow me to turn the outside of the bowl. It'll also allow me to get most of the inside of the bowl, and then I can remove my tailpiece and finish the inside of the bowl. This is process worked pretty good for me. So now I keep the other first bowl that I did as kind of an example, but each one of these is unique. The wood's a little different. I'm going to turn them a little different. I try to keep them close, but at the same time each one is a unique turning, so they're all a little bit different. So we'll get started here, and I'm going to let the video run for a little bit, and then I'll turn it off and finish some of the outside of the bowl. Then we'll turn back on and look at the inside. Okay, so I'm not totally finished with the outside of the bowl, but I'm getting close. So I've turned my tool rest to where I can start to do the inside of the bowl. It takes a while to do that. I'll do the inside of the bowl, get my rough shape in there. Then I'll come back and clean up the outside, and we'll go from there. Okay, so you can see I turned the inside of the bowl. Did it all from this side of it on the tool rest there to the in front of the bowl. I actually broke that little centerpiece out. Normally I have to move the tailstock back and take it out, but that centerpiece right there kind of broke out, which I think will be okay. I'll move the tailstock back, clean up the bottom of that bowl, and then clean up the outside, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to leave this run a little bit and show you what I'm doing on the bottom of the bowl. Okay, I got the inside of the bowl pretty well done. I'm going to come back to the outside, just shape it up a little more, and then I'll start doing some sanding. Okay, so I've shaped up the bowl. I've got pretty much in the shape that I want it, similar to the other bowl, a little bit different. And I'm going to start sanding. I got some kind of rough spots here on this Paduke, so I'll probably start with some 80 grit, work my way up to 240, and then we'll apply some finish. So I'm going to sand for a little bit, then I'll shut her off. Okay, I've sanded this. I used, started with an 80, went to a 120, a 240, get it nice and smooth. Next I'm going to put a finish on it. Before I turn it to do the bottom of the bowl, put my finish on the outside and inside here. I use a wax. It's a friction wax. I've tried a number of things. This really works well. It gives it a nice sheen. This is a high gloss wax, and I just like the look it gets when it's done. Like I said, it's a friction wax, so I rub it on, then take a cotton cloth, put pressure on it, move it across, and it brings the shine out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. before we turn the bowl to finish the bottom. So I'll leave this run so you can see a little bit of this. I'll put 2 or 3 coats on. Probably hard to see on the video, but you can just see the wax go on, and then as I put pressure on the cloth, it's harder on the inside. You can kind of see it just darken and shine a little bit. Just leaves a really nice finish to it. Kind of see that. Really gives it a shine. Nice stuff. Okay, I'm gonna turn the bowl around, get ready to finish the bottom, and I'll turn it back on then. Okay, so I've turned the bowl around. I've set it in another set of jaws. I'll try and get you a better look here. This is a big set of jaws with rubber retainers on it. Mount the bowl into it, tighten it down. That allows me to remove the bottom, that sacrificial piece of southern yellow pine that we used, and then to finish the bottom. So all goes well, we'll finish it here. I'm going to leave the video run, get things back together, and this is just don't get in a rush at this point. So get things set up here. Okay. So there we are. Another bowl. 2 down, 2 to go. Nice little bowl. A lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it.